Yay, 19 minutes, guys. Every single time you start a video, you have to fucking worry about me. What is that? Is that brightness? What is this? I'm pressing the sound button. I'm probably just making a bunch of photos. No, seriously, what the fuck? Alright, we're back at Naruto, actually. Because I want to do it that way. I think we can replace Naruto with YouTube, though. So we're gonna actually change some signs here. Even though, yeah, I don't like... Here's the deal. These suits, the card suits that I use to symbolize different stories, I guess you can call it okay. It's like YouTube is already a grown place, like an already huge garden of garbage that you can pick up and just waste a whole fucking day just watching YouTube videos. That's amazing that you can do that. So perhaps it is a grown tree. Now, you're not familiar with the suits, obviously. Even internet is saying that, oh yeah, it's just mixed up seasons. Every suit has its own season. The crystal or the diamonds have the winter because it looks like a crystal. Every single like ice drop from the sky, which we call a snowflake, is also like a crystal. So that's the correlation with that. And there's a lot more correlations, but right now let's stick with the most obvious. Then we have the clubs, those little sprouts on the trees. If you put it together, you can kind of see the idea of behind. If you take the sign of a, I mean, I can just show you kind of, even though I have just, well, I do have it right here, right? So this is like the sprout thing, and then we have this. It's like a leaf, right? So there's a difference, and there's this thing that attaches to the tree. So we have sprouts and leaves. So I guess I can say that YouTube is like a developed system by now. So I don't actually have to replace right now. I have to talk about the crystals starts first. We start with the winter, then spring, then summertime, and then the fall, which is fucking interesting as well. It's just so many symbols coming together. If you analyze these things, it's like blows your mind away. It's what the fuck. Why everything is so connected? Why? Well, it's actually pretty obvious though. And so I always kept this connection going. I first started with 7 elements, but now 4 wait, 7 energies and 4 elements. 4 elements, this is what I use right now, is a big deal, because behind it there's a lot of emotions and all that other crap. So we're starting with Naruto, right? Or rather, we're trying to destroy the reputation that Boruto may have. Any reputation, alright? We're just gonna fucking destroy it. This next piece of the story is just gonna blow mind, because And it's just so amazing that as the story develops, it's just so fucking mind-blowing. So I hope you're ready, guys. Because Boruto is going down. That motherfucker. So we have Infinite Tsukuyomi, the Dreamworld has been activated, right? Naruto and the whole Team 7, Kakashi, Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruto, these are the only people, or ninjas, that witness everyone in the Dreamworld, including Madara, possibly. I cannot tell that for sure, but perhaps. Madara has something to learn from the dream world, thus he's being taken as a hostage. Or he is the tree, he becomes the tree, kind of the source material, because his intention created the tree in the first place, but at the same time he has to manage the tree, so he's pretty occupied by being the tree right now. So there are these four ninjas trying to figure out how to solve this puzzle, and it cannot be solved straightforward because it would require to destroy the moon, which is a little bit too big even for a tailed beast. I guess like Naruto still has half of the tailed beast's power, which is still not a lot either. So yeah, we have that garbage going on, and these guys are completely stuck. They're completely stuck trying to figure out, just to roam around and see how desperate the situation is. Like, you cannot do anything. They say goodbyes to the reincarnated Minato and other Hokages of the Hidden Leaf, because their energy fades out as Orochimaru is trapped as well. So basically, they're completely alone after a while, and they have to come up with a plan. How do they solve this puzzle of just completely destroying the tree? Because it always rejuvenates, the moon always heals up every effort, covers up every effort that they're trying to do. It just Sasuke can cut off parts sometimes for a little while. Sometimes you can even regain consciousness for ninjas, but they don't act as normal, right? They still think. I mean, if you're woken up from a dream, they still think it's a dream and it's just some weird garbage going on to them. So, and the tree quickly snatches them up. So everyone is like in a trance, even if you cut off any part, and even if they wake up, whatever you use, the power of Sharingan or something, Sasuke does have the power to cut off someone and protect them for a pretty long time. So it might be a part of a plan at some point. The same way they start to figure out that they themselves can hook into this tree if they really wanted to. They touch the tree. After the first night of just being completely alone, I mean, they find themselves kind of entangled in the tree, vines and all that stuff, and having a little bit weirder dreams than normal. So they decide to kind of investigate that point, and they find themselves that, well, they can actually hook into the tree somehow. So now the plan is to figure out from the inside what is going on, but there's a problem, right? Sasuke constantly has to protect with his Sharingan Naruto and Sakura. Kakashi's fine, he has his own Sharingan. But Sasuke is pretty preoccupied already. So either Sakura or Naruto has to go in. And it's pretty obviously who's gonna go in. As well as Kakashi. Kakashi has a very secret type of mission. He does reveal that he has a son, actually. So he's going to go after and try to figure out if he can hook up into his dream and do something about it. The Team 7 figures out the theory that you might be able to release people from the dream if you teach them what the dream is trying to capture them with. Right? If you understand them, the point of the dream and you become bored of what's going on, you understand the pattern, the dream will kind of immediately reject you for trying to stay in for your own reasons or something, instead of being entertained. Something like this. It's like the dream no longer activates your emotions, which it's trying to feed off. So it doesn't activate your negative response, where you just throw away resources back into the dream. So if you take 1010's story, for example, if she just made sure to employ the ninjas, like in the end of the 1010 story, she gets a lot of praise for protecting her friends, because she defeats this huge monster. So she gets a lot of credit. She can use that credit to counter the dream, but instead she falls in love with the characters from the dream, because she's entertained, she's interested in kind of their care for her. So this is what's going on for Tenten, and the way that she could actually counter the dream. She just needs to use the dream's resources against the dream itself. That's the theory that Team 7 was capable of figuring out. And they're gonna try to get into the dream. And I guess I could delay their ability to figure out that specific theory, because that's a pretty complicated one. You have to really watch the people themselves, so perhaps that doesn't happen, but they do figure out how to get in, and it just happens really quickly the next day, after they sleep, they get this weird experience, and then Naruto and Kakashi just goes out. Well, Sakura has to be protected by Sasuke, which is a very twisted part of the story, because Sakura would have to kind of break up with Sasuke, and Sasuke would say, Naruto is so much better. What the fuck are you thinking, Sakura, right now? Look, it's like, all I can do is protect people. And even that doesn't work really well. All I did was trying to figure out some stuff and come back. And, yeah, I don't deserve that shit. Plus, it wasn't his effort to have Sakura being annoying for him anyways, but he's still grateful for all the things that happened, right? It's still amazing. It's a little bit hard for me to theorize right now what they would talk about and how they would break up, but for fuck's sake, this must happen somehow, so I have to be smart about it, very convincing. Now, so Kakashi goes to try to find his son, which he secretly had, instead of going to a vacation in Boruto's. Actually, Boruto is just a dream, right? Boruto is just Naruto's kind of dream, because Naruto gets hooked by the dream, by Hinata's dream specifically. So right now Naruto is in Hinata's dream, and Hinata's dream is Boruto basically. So you see how that goes? It's like, what? What? Yeah. So Naruto is in Hinata's dream, because we have been trolled by Hinata taking over Naruto. Now, what are these fake slots for, characters? Like, in a dream, it doesn't matter, you can just introduce yourself as you please, and once you enter the dream, the character from the dream is kind of like rejected automatically, just like in the Road to Sakura. The Sakura would be rejected by Tsukuyomi. The fake Sakura would actually appear in the ninja world for some fucking reason. So it's like, yeah, you can actually actively replace that character, just like the problem with the Infinite Tsukuyomi for Naruto and Sakura is that Naruto came in, but he didn't actually replace his own alternate self. So it's another kind of weird part where you just kind of enter Sakura's dream or something. So that one has to be like very well analyzed for why the fuck Naruto became an evil person. But at the same time, it's almost like if the dream is trying to reject a person, he can become something else perhaps. Not just be rejected into the other world and be swapped with another Sakura. Instead, Naruto just became this evil person and detached from the parents, because it's like there's someone else coming into his family. It's kind of this mixed up feeling. So everything is just like kind of pieces together very nicely. Especially that part where Hinata, it's just Hinata's dream, guys. Naruto is just in Hinata's dream, and now it's called Boruto. And it's really boring for Naruto to be in Hinata's dream right now. But Hinata doesn't understand that. Naruto wished she did. She did. And he's also kind of like getting a little bit trapped in there. So Kakashi's gonna come back and just kick his ass. And Kakashi-san is gonna do even more crazy shit. So let's see what's... Maybe I can like even spin Boruto's story, so some character in Boruto's story is actually Kakashi's son, so that would be fucking badass. Like some Toneri from the moon, the guy that watches from the moon, or some garbage like that. Like, I can figure some shit out right now. Alright guys, mind blowing. Fucking, this is just the beginning, guys. Get the fuck out of here right now. The video is over.